Congratulations to all of our All-Star team players. We now switch gears and move to the ITA Arthur Ashe Leadership and Awards presentations. As I said earlier, it's particularly meaningful to be able to give out these awards during Arthur Ashe Kids Day and to have Jeannie Ashe here also during the ceremony. Arthur was a great player at UCLA, and after going on to a great professional career and, of course, many very important humanitarian efforts, also was very, very focused on education and on leadership. And so, as I mentioned, back in the early 80s, we began as an award that Arthur personally gave out every year to honor players at all the different divisions, men and women, who showed great leadership and sportsmanship during their college career. It's particularly special for us to present the award Mayor Dave Dinkins, who, of course, exemplifies many of the characteristics that we all hope that our players aspire to. And it gives me great pleasure to invite Mayor Dinkins to the podium to begin the ceremony. Dave?
Thank you, Dr. Benjamin. You all do know that Dave Benjamin has a PhD. And I maintain that a PhD in tiddlywinks is an accomplishment. But he never calls himself doctor, and nobody else does except me. And I want you all to remember that. I'm delighted to be here again this year. I've been privileged to participate in this effort going back to the days when it was out at West Side, Forest Hills. And we figured we really had arrived when we were permitted to come here to this distinguished place with you wonderful people. Arthur was a good friend of mine. I remind Jeannie that I was there the night that she met Arthur. It was a pro-am type thing for, I think it was the United Negro College Fund. And Jeannie was working as a photographer, and Arthur was diverted. He saw Jeannie and said, "Wow." And of course, everybody else did too. But they've been good friends for a very long time. Arthur and Jeannie and Camera, who's here. I think she's downstairs. And there was mention made of how Arthur believed in education. And one of the statues of Arthur in Richmond has him holding a racket in one hand and books in another, holding the books higher than the racket, and to demonstrate, obviously, his concern for education. Arthur was a very special guy. I happened to call him the day that he was going to have his press conference announcing that he had AIDS. I said, "Hey man, what's happening? What are you doing?" And he told me, and I said, "Really, can I come?" He said, "Sure." So I was standing there, and those of you who have seen it on television will recall that Arthur couldn't quite make it through it. He handed his comments to Jeannie, who finished in fine fashion. But here's a guy who had every reason to say, "Why me?" Instead, what he did was to go out and try to help others, right down to his last day. He was a very special human being, and I will never forget watching him in Madison Square Garden when it might have been match point, and ball on his end of the court, and it was called out, and Arthur said, "No, that was good." Yielded the point. Very, very special human being. So those of you who receive awards in his name, please don't, I know you won't take it lightly, but please appreciate what it really is. Arthur Ashe was a magnificent human being. I was privileged to speak at one of the several memorials that he had for him, and I recall my last comment was Arthur was a credit to his race, the human race. I'm sorry, I said David. I meant Dr. Benning.
Thank you, Dave. And to begin the presentation ceremony, I'd like to invite Stephanie Hinkle back to announce the winners and Mayor Dinkins will give out the awards.
See, you have to have somebody who can pronounce all the names.
Yes, I've practiced a little bit, but unfortunately it still sometimes doesn't come out the way you intended, so I'll do better at these. Thank you, David, again. We would like to recognize the outstanding players here today, inviting each player to come forward when they are introduced to receive their award from Mayor David Dinkins. We ask again that you hold your applause until each player is introduced. So from Junior Community College Women, we have Tara Beth Hall from Meridian Community College. As a pre-vet major, Tara Beth carried a GPA of 3.87, earning her President's List Scholar Honors and induction into the National Two-Year Honor Society. She also served as the president of her school's Fellowship of Christian Athletes chapter for the past 2 years. Tara Beth was also actively involved in her community, volunteering with the Special Olympics, the Salvation Army, Lori's Kids, which is a benefit for special needs children, and Love Kitchen, a local soup kitchen for the homeless. Congratulations, Tara Beth. Our Junior Community College male is Brandon Wolf from Hartford Community College. Brandon was actively involved in a number of community service projects, along with being a tremendous leader for Hartford Community College on the court. He was a supportive and caring teammate who helped his team grow stronger this past season. He served as a volunteer for activities such as Church Bingo, Our Daily Bread, a local soup kitchen, and collected donations for the Women's Shelter each Christmas. Congratulations, Brandon. From NAIA, we have Ashlyn Allison from Olivet Nazarene University. Ashlyn demonstrated tremendous leadership during her time at sorry if I'm saying this wrong, Olivet Nazarene. She has traveled abroad on mission trips to Guatemala and Haiti, and also participated in several mission trips within the United States, one being a relief trip to aid Hurricane Katrina victims. Ashlyn was active in her community by volunteering at church, local schools, nursing homes, independent living locations, the United Way, and she helped with various projects through her school's business club. Congratulations, Ashlyn. Our NAIA male recipient is Alex Tarnow from Cornerstone University. Alex received academic awards such as the C. John Miller Business Leadership Scholarship, the Stuart Woodward Accounting Scholarship, and he consistently maintained a place on the university's Dean's List. Alex was involved in several community service projects, served as a lone student on the university's Financial Task Force Committee, and was a member of Enactus, a competitive business club committed to helping to transform lives in the community. Congratulations, Alex. Our NCAA Division III female is Katie Cecil from Carnegie Mellon University. Last season, Katie was a tremendous force on the court for the Tartans, playing at in the top spots in singles and doubles, and earning ITA All-American honors for both. She spearheaded the athletic department's Lights On after-school program, in which she served as a coach for local Pittsburgh youth. She carried a perfect 4.0 GPA in biological sciences/neurosciences. Katie was also featured on the cover of the NCAA Champions magazine, where her academic success was chronicled. Congratulations, Katie. Our NCAA Division III male is Eric De La Fuente from Trinity University. Eric served as team captain the past 2 seasons. He was a 2-time ITA All-American and was named the ITA West Region Rookie Player of the Year for the 09-10 season. Eric finished his academic career with a GPA of 3.4, and he was involved with numerous community service projects, including the San Antonio Children's Shelter, the San Antonio Animal Shelter, and Habitat for Humanity. Congratulations, Eric. From NCAA Division II, our female recipient is Paige Frost from Stonehill College. Along with having over 100 combined wins and multiple all-conference honors, Paige excelled as a role model to her teammates. She received the St. Thomas Aquinas Medal for having the highest cumulative grade point average on the team 3 straight years, and she was honored as the Stonehill Senior Student Athlete, at the Stonehill Senior Student Athlete Awards dinner with the Edward E. Martin Senior Scholar Athlete Award. Congratulations, Paige. Our NCAA Division II male recipient is Luke Joyce from Midwestern State University. Luke was active in the community by working with the Boys and Girls Club of Wichita Falls, while also participating in the university's Great Day of Service, an initiative in which students volunteer their time at local charities and organizations. He received academic awards, including being named to the Provost Honor Roll in the Tri Beta Biology Honor Society. Congratulations, Luke. NCAA Division I women, we have Hannah Dake from the U.S. Air Force Academy. A 3-time co-captain, Hannah was part of the first Air Force doubles pair to win a round at the ITA Riviera Women's All-American Championships, along with helping her team finish with a winning record for 4 consecutive seasons. She is a 2-time member of the Commandant's List and the Athletics List. Hannah served as squadron superintendent as well as a squadron peer. She devoted her time to a number of community service efforts, including the Skyway Elementary Halloween Carnival and the Starfit Kids 5K race. She also helped raise money for causes such as the March for Babies, which raises funds and awareness for premature babies, and the 5K Buddy Walk, which raises funds for children with Down syndrome. Congratulations, Hannah.
Told her I was a PSC, but it was in the Marine Corps, so it's about the same.
And fly you.
Our final honoree today, from NCAA Division I men, we have Henri Cunha from Duke University. Henri was a 3-year captain, and during his career was a quiet and humble leader. This past fall, Cunha became the first Brazilian-born player to be ranked #1 in the ITA Division I men's singles rankings, and with nearly 300 combined wins, countless national honors, and multiple academic honors, he left Duke as the greatest men's player in program history. Henri was active in the community, volunteering at the Boys and Girls Clubs in Durham, as well as the Duke Tennis Royal Blue Pro-Am. An ambassador for the sport of tennis, he has a post-graduation ambition to introduce high school tennis in his home country of Brazil, which currently does not have team tennis programs at the high school level. Congratulations, Henri.
Again, we'd like to congratulate all of our Arthur Ashe Sportsmanship and Leadership winners, as well as the All-Star winners. I'd like, with your indulgence, just to close with a little story. We're a little ahead of schedule, so I'll take advantage of that, about Arthur Ashe, and kind of an example of, in a personal, small way, of the way Arthur was and epitomizes what he did on a very global scale. This was back in roughly 1990 or so. We were doing a lot of programs with Volvo at that time, and we were honoring community service of coaches. And we had, with the help of Volvo, arranged to have a ceremony in a tent at the US Open here. And Arthur was the spokesperson for the Volvo Series, the ITA Volvo Series. So we had 20 coaches from all over the country who had done great community service, similar to what our Ashe winners have done today, but on a coaching level, reaching out to their communities. They had flown into New York. We had a tent, and we were ready. We had a lot of media people coming, and the ceremony was scheduled for 4 or 5 in the afternoon. And the president of Volvo, Bjorn Ahlstrom, and the executive vice president, Bill Mergler, were there. And we were preparing for this, and we got a call. This was, I think, before cell phones, but we got a call early afternoon that I wasn't sure that Arthur could be there because he was in the hospital. And we were very concerned, one, for the fact that he was in the hospital. Also, just from a practical point of view, what would we do in the ceremony, because Arthur was going to give out the awards to support community service. So we came up with a couple alternative plans, none of which were particularly great, but the show had to go on. And again, everything was scheduled for about 4 or 5 o'clock. And about a half an hour before the start of the ceremony, Arthur arrived. And he had been in the hospital, and this was so important in terms of community service, honoring these coaches, that he somehow got out of the hospital and came for the ceremony. He talked to me right before the ceremony and said that one of his, I forget if it was left or right side, but was paralyzed. So he asked me if I could stand next to him at the podium and turn the pages for him, because he couldn't turn the pages. So he made this incredible effort for something that really, on the scale of things, wasn't that important, given the fact that he really was, in very difficult physical conditions. I believe, as it turned out, he was in the hospital for the test that ended up later indicating that he had AIDS, but he didn't know that at the time. So he came to the ceremony, gave out the awards, was very gracious with each of the recipients, and then went back to the hospital. Again, this was one little example of what he did on a daily basis, reaching out in every possible way to show how important community service was, humanitarian efforts, and it always stayed with me because very few people really would have ever have made that type of effort, but this was how important it was for him, and this is the way Arthur was. So again, he's an extraordinary role model for all of the college tennis players, for everyone, whether a tennis player or not. and we're very lucky to have had him begin this award, and we're all very lucky to have him still as a role model. In closing, I'd like to thank everyone for being here today. Again, thank Dave Haggerty and the USJ for hosting this very special event, and wish everyone a great time at Arthur Ashe Kids Day and the upcoming US Open. Thank you.